What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new type of video where I will watch a match or a replay from a viewer of mine. He wanted me to watch a match of his and give him tips, and I thought, why not make a YouTube video about it? And he was totally down with that. So thank you so much. I already kind of did this video twice, and I talked way too much in both takes. Way too much. So I need to keep this short. I mean, I talked for more than 20 minutes for one match. I mean, it's insane. So I need to keep this short. This is way harder than I thought. Um, so I'm primarily gonna kind of focus on Luke things, Luke knowledge, because that's where my specialty is, I would say. I'm no pro player, so anything that has to do with like strategy and mind games and decision making, kind of take it with a grain of salt. But when it comes to Luke knowledge that I can give you here, you know, that can help you out, I would say. So let's start. Let's see where we go here. I already know what will happen because I watched this like twice. So first of all, he's playing against Ken. Let's not forget that. Okay, great anti-air. So you did the drive rush to continue pressure afterwards. So unfortunately, the low confirm whiffed right there. Normally it should work, but maybe you were a bit too far away. So against Ken, you need to be very, very careful to not get hit by crouch medium kick. Even just blocking crouch medium kick into drive rush, that's a big W for you. So you did that right there. That was great. Okay, so you didn't back recover right there for whatever reason. You did back recover for all the other knockdowns, but you didn't do it here. I'm not sure why. So first of all, he did medium Jinrai right there. You could technically punish this with ODDP, but it's not really a good idea if you have a low amount of meter left. So, yeah. Another great anti-air. Okay, you tried your own luck with your own jump. Okay, so you want to be very careful with throwing out heavy charge knuckle because against a player that is somewhat decent at the matchup, he will drive impact that, right? It's a very easy reaction. Now, obviously, if you have a level 3 super or if they're in burnout, that's, they can't do that. But if you're not in those circumstances, be very careful with throwing this out, right? You may get away with it, but against someone who's, decent at defending against it with drive impact, it's gonna get you killed. So after the heavy charge knuckle knockdown, you can actually whiff a tackle. Let me just show you real quick. So right there, you can do, a tackle, whiff tackle into a meaty standing heavy kick or a meaty back heavy kick. So that's pretty nice. So right there, he did a very poorly spaced standing meme kick. Right here. You could have definitely punished that with a crouching light punch. If you don't play modern, you can punish it with stand light kick. So that drive rush cancel, I don't think was a good idea at all because it put you in burnout. I don't really know, like, I don't think it's worth doing this. You give up a lot of your advantage this way. Or rather, you put yourself in a lot of disadvantage this way. And this combo won't kill, right? Even if you hit it perfectly and everything. So I'm not sure if you tried going for perfect there. If you tried going for perfect, then I recommend doing medium perfect knuckle instead of light perfect knuckle. That will overall give you more damage because you have different combo routes and whatnot. Now you hit light charge knuckle, you can either go for a level 1 or medium knuckle. Level 1 definitely won't kill, so I don't know if it's like a good idea to go for. I'll probably not. Also, instead of medium knuckle, you could also go for a tackle for Oki, but tackle won't, the tackle won't combo. You're just doing it for Oki. So I'm pretty sure you tried going for medium knuckle here. You just missed input it. That's fine. So since you were in burnout, he tried doing DI against you. Maybe it's important to or useful to keep this in mind for later on because you have modern inputs, right? So you can do level 1 super or level 2 super or whatever when you see DI by the opponent like this. So these fireballs you're throwing aren't too risky because you're throwing them outside of drive impact range. So that's fine, I would say. Although that one was a little bit risky. And you got caught low, unfortunately. So I'm guessing the Ken player thought that he could kill you off that combo, but he wasn't able to. Because it was really scaled, right? So this is just a kind of a sticky situation, but what you're doing is very good. You're playing passive, right? You're playing safe because you're about to get all your meter back, so that wouldn't put you at risk for getting chipped, whereas he's now severely at risk for getting chipped, right? But right here, I'm not sure if that was on reaction or preemptively. If that was on reaction, that was a godlike reaction, like kudos to you. Um, But if it wasn't and you just did it preemptively like that, it was very risky. I don't think it was a good decision at all because if the Ken player didn't do Dragon Lash and he just stood there and he didn't do anything, at that range, he could have jumped and just jumped over the level 1 super and punish you. So I know you tried, chipping him there, or maybe you were reacting for some kind of twitch. Well, in that case, that was a reaction, which is good. But anyway. Okay, let me skip a little bit. So you did drive rush, stand medium punch. That does put you in throw range, but if the opponent walks back like Ken did, the throw whiffs. So, obviously you just guessed wrong there. That's fine. If you want to catch the walk back, you can do crouching light kick, crouching light punch. So that was just ridiculous. I mean, like that was just crazy by the Ken player. He whiffed a standing roundhouse and then did crouching medium kick. But anyway, you got hit there, which really sucks because now you're in the corner. So you tried your luck with ODDP there. Kind of unpredictable timing too, but you got red. So right here you did backdash, you just got hit. And then you went ready for the drive impact, and you'll die, right? Like, basically that round, I mean, there's not much I can say there. You just, unfortunately, just guessed wrong, right? You got hit low, you got put in the corner, you got put in the blender, in the kender, if you will. But yeah, that round, really, there's not much to say there. Okay, so you did ODDP right there, which I don't think was a good decision at all. It's probably the reason you kind of lost this round, right? Spoilers. He spent 4 bars right there. He spent 4 bars and you blocked everything. That was good enough, right? Even if he threw you right there, that's fine. You could have just taken the mid-screen throw and then you kind of would just go back to neutral and you're good, right? But you decided to take the risk to do ODDP right here, which is you just kind of just threw away all of your advantage here. I think in terms of risk and reward, this was not a good decision. Now you did another ODDP just because you knew like there's no way he will, predict it a third time, which you were right. Now you have 1 bar left, right? And you spent it, well, some of it on a drive rush, which I don't know if that was a good idea because you guessed right here. You put him in the corner with the back throw. But now you have to really watch out, right? You have very low amount of drive meter left. And you'll see the Ken player is now eager to put you in burnout. So he's throwing EX Fireball, dash up, standing heavy punch. You jumped, which I kind of understand because, you're in burnout. Although back jump would have just been safer, honestly. Like, just spend some time getting drive meter back. threw another EX fireball, which was definitely not a good decision by the Ken player because now he's close to being burnt out himself. Now that neutral jump by you was a great decision, right? Pretty hard to punish, fairly safe to do. You spend some time, you get drive meter back, and you put him in burnout like this. So that was great. Now you definitely have the advantage again, right? Even though you have low amount of is in burnout. He has none. So and he's playing classic controls, so his drive impact defense is a lot worse. Now, honestly, you should just play fairly passive and defensive here, because we noticed before the Ken player likes to jump at you. Now you kind of played some, a little bit aggressively here, which is okay. It kind of worked out. As I said before, he jumped at you, right? Now you decided to anti-air this with a level 1 super. Now maybe you were looking for something else, but if you did just a modern DP anti-air instead, that would have been a lot better, because you would be able to, like, look what happens here. You put him so far away from you, right? Sure, you did some damage, not that much to be honest, and you kind of give him some breathing room now, right? He gets, some of his drive meter back, or like he gets out of burnout a little bit more, right? Whereas if you did modern DP, you could have drive rushed behind, you could have continued to pressure, potentially put him in the corner, potentially DI'd him, and win the round, right? So it was just you could have chosen your anti-air better, I would say. So again, you decided to jump there. Like if you just played passive here and you just waited for the jump, again, you could have gotten your anti-air, right? This guy likes to jump a lot. Even in the first round, you noticed that, right? Just playing passive would have been the right play. Just kind of make him do the mistake and anti-air him for it. So again, you did a very risky drive rush cancel right here, which put you in burnout, right? Definitely not a good idea in my opinion, because you kind of throw away all of the advantage you just had, right? And you kind of put yourself at a disadvantage almost, because he's about to gain back, his meter. So the main takeaway is, like, be very careful with your drive rush cancels when you have low meter, right? Pay attention to your meter. Maybe you didn't pay attention there. I do that mistake myself, of course. So right there. Sorry, So right here, after this heavy fireball, you're +2, right? I think at least that's what it is. Anyway, you tried to continue your pressure by doing standing heavy punch. Now, at this range, if you were a bit further away, standing heavy punch would be fine. But when you're a bit closer like this, you could have gone for something faster. Like, I think standing light punch would work. I think crouching medium kick would work. Even crouching medium punch would be fine. Standing heavy punch is pretty slow here, and especially against Ken, it's not really a good idea, because Ken has a faster than average crouching medium kick. He has a 7-frame crouching medium kick, so he counter hit you right there, right, when you tried going for the heavy punch. So you noticed earlier, right, he tried drive impacting you when you were in burnout. Now maybe you could have taken that info and waited for the drive impact, and then level 1 or level 2 super him. Maybe level 2 super would have even killed, but at the very least it would give you some breathing room, and you could potentially go out of burnout in time. But instead you decided to throw a fireball, which I don't. Wait, right here. Yeah, maybe you noticed right there, you briefly threw a fireball there, which I don't think was a good idea, especially in drive impact range like this, right? But even outside of it, I feel like if you just played passively, that would have been the right choice, because again, he likes jumping or drive impacting you, right? So kind of just making use of instant supers would be a nice idea right here. So that jump I don't think was a good idea, really. Like, I'm sure you're a bit scared because you're in burnout, right? Neutral jump would have been a lot safer, right? And he anti-aired you every single time when you jump before. Right. So unfortunately, as I said earlier, you want to be careful with throwing out, heavy charge knuckle like this, because it's a very easy drive impact punish. And unfortunately, you lost the round because of that. But I love it, man. I love it when players especially give me matches where they lose, because that's where you can improve the most, right? Can see your mistakes the most. So I would say in round one you played fairly well. Round two you kind of just got mixed. I mean, there's not much I can say there. Round three you did make some pretty big, like, risky decisions that led to your loss, in my opinion, right? Um, Again, the ODDP when he spent like 4 bars, I don't think was a good idea. Uh, Using level 1 super to anti-air instead of medium DP, I don't think was a good idea. You played too aggressively with your own jumps and your fireballs, I would say, when either of you were in burnout. I don't think that was a good idea. You did drive rush cancel at the wrong time where it put you into burnout. Overall, just I feel like if you just played a bit more passively, it would have definitely helped you out more, because in round one he jumped a lot and you got most of your damage from your anti-airs. So if you made use of that, maybe in round three that would have helped you out more. So just to put this at the end of the video, my overall approach to Ken is be very careful, or the Ken matchup is be very careful when he has a good amount of meter, because when he has a good amount of meter, he can punish your fireballs with, EX Fireball into Drive Rush, a full combo, put you in the corner. It's very scary. Obviously, he can't react, but he has to like guess when you're gonna throw fireballs. His crouching meme kick at the Drive Rush is very scary. So be careful there. When he has a good amount of meter left, you want to be very careful when you zone against him, or especially against his crouching meme kick. Um, of course, you can every now and then throw fireballs against him, but just keep in mind that there's a risk. There's a big risk that you're taking. Uh, this is just in general in this matchup, by the way. Other than that, when I play footsies against Luke, or not Luke, against Ken, I personally like to be just outside of his crouching meme kick range. At that range, you can, like, buffer crouching meme punch is really good, especially Ken the standing medium kick. You crouch underneath that, so that's really good. At this range, standing medium punch usually reaches. Standing medium kick for non-modern controls players is also really good. So that's kind of the range I like to stay at. Um, Ken's standing heavy punch often whiffs at that range as well. You can whiff punish his standing heavy punch with your own heavy punch. You can whiff punish his crouching medium kick with either standing light kick or standing medium punch. So yeah, that's just my approach to this matchup. I don't know if it's amazing or not, but yeah.